Frankly, this whole cheating thing is appalling. Bill Belichick is a genius coach, and if you're a genius, why do you need to cheat in order to beat the Jets? What?
What's up with that?
Oh, you're just so pathetic.
What?
Well, that's just embarrassing. Boo!
What?
Boo! Get out! Belichick.
The cheat is in the house. Who's the man that looks like the cheat? The cheat. Who's the dude that moves to the beat? The cheat.
Welcome to another edition of Super Low Rent Sports Talk Theater, episode 3. I'm Joe Ovias.
I'm Chris Clark. Still surprised we haven't been fired yet.
Give it time, especially based on my one incorrect pick. That I take the blame on that one. Everything else was right. I will take it on the chin for the Miami homerism and picking Miami over Oklahoma.
Yes, you will, actually. I was going to be nice for a second, but never mind that.
Does that mean one thing?
Yes, it does.
Do I have to wear it?
Get it. It's the Lloyd Carr hat of shame.
Yay.
Other than that, our picks were pretty good last week. We feel good about how we did.
No, I mean, it wasn't that bad, although I will say that homerism completely took over, and I'm sorry. The U, not so much. The U was down. Although this week, I think, I'm feeling good. I think we can go perfect this week, finally. What do you think?
Miracles can happen.
Let's do it. So, first on the agenda, we've got a North Carolina team that lost a heartbreaker to ECU. Now they take on Virginia, a team that, even though they beat Duke last week, nobody's happy with Al Groh. What's going down at Keenan on Saturday?
Well, if this game were in Charlottesville, there'd be no chance on God's green earth Carolina would win. They never win there. Ever. But this game is in Chapel Hill, so the Tar Heels have a fighting chance, and frankly, we think Al Groh's in a lot of trouble. We're going to go with Carolina at 17-13. Groh must go. That's not me. That's Charlottesville talking.
You know what I love? The rumors on the message board saying that Skip Holtz would be in the running. That really, Terry Holland was a plant all this time at ECU, grooming the next man to take over for Virginia football.
How does he look in a sweatshirt?
I bet he looks pretty good. How does he look on the beach in a sweatshirt like those? Those are ugly photos, by the way. Let's move on to the next game. Probably the two class teams in the ACC. Everybody had these guys picked out to be the class of the ACC, right? Georgia Tech and Boston College. Georgia Tech looks pretty good. Addition by subtraction, I think, with Reggie Ball being off that team.
I feel pretty good because I had Boston College at the beginning of the season, winning the Atlantic Division, and Georgia Tech might not be that far away from leading the Coastal Division. Virginia Tech's still a very good team, but they aren't perfect.
Go ask Sean Glenn. I don't think he thinks they're a good team anymore.
Not exactly. In this game, Georgia Tech and Boston College. Coach, don't hate us. We love the Logan Zone. But we're going to go with Georgia Tech 24-14.
Defense, the other Johnson, and of course Choice. It's a pretty good combination right there. But, again, we don't underestimate the Logan Zone. Sorry, Coach, seriously. Don't make us run gassers. That's just what we're feeling right now.
It's not us. It's Coach Huber.
Let's move on to a game between, I believe this is Division I football, isn't it?
You know, I wasn't sure, Florida State and Colorado, if that was Division I football, but then I hearkened back to the words of Dan Hawkins, head coach of the Colorado Buffaloes.
It's Division I football! It's the Big 12! It ain't intramurals! Go play intramurals, brother! Go play intramurals!
Oh, yeah.
No, it is.
What do you say?
Division I football.
Thank you for clearing that up, Coach. We really needed to be reminded of that. So, who do we got FSU Colorado this weekend?
Well, we're going to cross our fingers and pray that the ACC finally scrapes together enough dignity to win an intersectional matchup. Florida State 31-20 over the Colorado Buffaloes.
Let there be an ACC something. Buddha. I have no idea. Let's move on to round two. Round two between the heavyweights. Miami, Florida International.
Ding, ding.
We ready? And we must at least bow our heads in silence and remember one Ned who gave much for this country. Chris, this shouldn't really be much of a matchup. Kyle Wright will be getting the start in this game. I think it's because he actually has a better uppercut with a helmet. What do you think? Over Kirby Freeman? I think that's why he's getting the start.
Kirby Freeman's got a glass jaw. He's not allowed to play in this one.
We like Miami in this one.
We do. Miami by TKO over Florida International.
You Punch-Out fans, you would know it as... Moving on to the next game we've got out of the ACC. Let's go to one of the big top 25 matchups. Southern Cal versus Nebraska.
The Hollywood elite versus the country corn-fed of Nebraska. Do people in Hollywood even know how to get to Nebraska?
Probably not. No, probably not.
We're going to go with USC 35-17 and a little bit of cement pond envy, if you know what I'm talking about.
Let's move to another out-of-conference game, another top 25, this time in the SEC. Florida, number 5 in the country, taking on just outside the top 20. I believe they're number 22 this week, depending on the poll that you look at. Tennessee. Who you got?
Is it me, or has Tennessee been incredibly average over the last couple of seasons?
Yeah, you could definitely argue that.
Phil Fulmer, we hate to do this to you. Meet the new ball coach, same as the old ball coach. Florida owning UT, 31-24.
Well, if you talk to Steve Spurrier, I believe he thinks that the SEC is just mediocre on average, just period. Or is he just talking about Georgia?
He's talking about Georgia.
Oh, okay.
Right now.
Just double checking on that. Last but not least in our picking slate, a game that I think most of America is looking forward to. The records don't scream juggernaut matchup, but in terms of Schadenfreude, this is the game of the week.
0-2 Michigan versus 0-2 Notre Dame.
Both love schools. It. Sounds great, doesn't it?
It does.
Yes.
Both schools starting freshman QBs.
Oh, it's going to get ugly.
Not for us, because America is the big winner in this game. Because one of these two teams leaving the field 0-3.
Oh, yes. Anyway, kids, that's going to wrap up another edition of Super Low Rent Sports Talk Theater. I'm Joe Ovius. That's Chris Clark. We'll see you next week.
Be good to yourselves.
Can I take this off now? She needs to be wearing the hat of shame. Because, did you listen to her last album? It's awful. Later, kids.